Chiefs against Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh show materials indicating authenticity of audio clips, says top court to petitioner. Nehu stalemate continues. No end to indefinite hunger strike by students. Nehu teachers meet Meghalaya governor to press for removal of BC. Protest also rocks Sikkim University. Political war of words reaches its peak ahead of Gambegre bypolls in Meghalaya. Chief Minister Conrad Sangma treating BJP as enemy number one, says Bernard Marak. Sangma, unfazed by remarks, refuses to respond. And Aizawl FC owner and former Mizoram Sports Minister Robert Romawia Roite expresses concern of a match-fixing scandal in State Premier League.
Evening Prime is brought to you by
Yamaha, Call of the Blue, Indian Super League, Let's Football,
and
Patanjali Dant Kanti, Full Fresh.
We start with the top focus. The NSCN-IM has made the most belligerent statement in recent years, threatening to resume its armed struggle and resort to a violent armed resistance against India in order to defend what it calls the unique history and sovereign existence of Nagalim. Well, in a lengthy 5-page statement issued yesterday by the group's General Secretary, T.H. Muiva, the NSCN-IM leader said that the government of India may now impose a political agreement that will not respect and honor the framework agreement of August 3, 2015 in letter and spirit. Secondly, Muiva said in the statement that the government of India may force the NSCN-IM to sign a political agreement without a separate flag and constitution for the Nagas and could even resort to military force to crush the Naga movement. In its most direct confrontation with the government of India ever since the 1997 ceasefire, the NSCN-IM General Secretary said that if there were to be any violent face-off between India and what he called Nagalim, it would be on account of not honoring the 2015 Framework Agreement. Muiva said that if a violent armed confrontation were to take place again, the government of India and its leadership will be solely responsible. Muiva in his statement once again made it clear that an honourable political settlement can only be expected if the government of India officially recognizes and acknowledges a sovereign flag and constitution for Nagalim in any political agreement that may come. The NSCN-IM General Secretary also said that his group would like to propose a third-party intervention to ensure that the 2015 Framework Agreement is honoured in letter and spirit by the authorities. Now, Muiva also said that if such a political initiative is rejected by the government of India, the NSCN-IM shall resume a violent armed resistance to protect what he called Nagalim's sovereignty and freedom and unique history. Muiva in his statement revealed that since August 1st, 1997, when the ceasefire agreement between the government of India and the NSCN-IM was reached, more than 600 rounds of negotiations had taken place between the two sides. He referred to two significant official agreements signed between the two sides during this period. Number one, during the Prime Ministership of late Atal Bihari Vajpayee, and another during Prime Minister Narendra Modi's tenure. The two agreements are the Amsterdam Joint Communique of July 11, 2002 and the Framework Agreement of August 3, 2015. And earlier, former Nagaland Chief Minister and veteran political leader S.C. Jamir, while speaking exclusively to Northeast Live Editor-in-Chief Wasbir Hussain, said that the centre has categorically refused to give in to the demand for separate flag and constitution as a solution to the Naga issue. Jamir, who met Union Home Minister Amit Shah in Delhi on Wednesday, said that as per the Home Minister, the issue of separate flag and constitution is non-negotiable. There can only be one flag, one constitution and one Prime Minister in India, Jamir said, adding that separate flag and constitution are attributes of sovereignty. Asked about the future of the peace talks now, Dr. Jamir said it is up to the NSCN-IM to take a call. Let's listen in now to this big exclusive conversation.
I am now joined by Dr. S.C. Jamir, a veteran political leader from Nagaland, former governor. Mr. Jamir, you recently met the Union Home Minister, Mr. Amit Shah, in New Delhi. That was day before yesterday. What was the meeting all about?
Well, I just sought interview with him. He gave me the appointment. I only asked him about one clarification, whether flag and this constitution is negotiable or not. But he said no, nothing. It's very clear. In India, there is only one prime minister, one flag, one constitution. That's all.
Then what is the solution? Then what is the road ahead? What is going to happen as far as the Naga peace process is concerned, particularly the NSCN-IM?
Well, it is entirely out of NSCN-IM because Naga people are just waiting for a solution. And when it is not possible, why should you go on wasting time also? What is possible? I think we should accept it. What is not impossible, we should ignore it.
What suggestion did you give the Union Home Minister? Any suggestion from your side?
It doesn't require any suggestion also. When they have already signed and there is no integration, there is no sovereignty. And flag and constitution, these are attributes of a sovereign independent country. So if it is within Indian Union, Indian Constitution, I don't think for government of India, they will never agree to that.
So finally, Dr. Jamir, do you think that the talks will progress now that you are saying that the Union Home Minister has very, very clearly said no to flag and constitution? That's what you are saying. Do you think the talks will progress now or it will be a stalemate?
Well, it is entirely out of the parties concerned. Now, if there is a will, they can be done. Because they should also know that people are tired. They are fed up with this kind of non-solution of the problem. And underground people also should know what is possible and what is not possible.
Right. And did you meet anybody else? You met only the Union Home Minister or did you meet somebody else?
I went only to meet him, that's all.
Dr. S. Zamir, thank you very much for speaking to Northeast Live.
So what does the NSCN-IM statement signify? Will the NSCN-IM withdraw from the talks? Can there be an agreement without the NSCN-IM? Well, Northeast Live Editor-in-Chief Vasveer Hussain has more. Let's take a look.
This is by far the most belligerent statement given by the NSCN-IM ever since the ceasefire between the group and the Government of India on 1st August 1997. That means in the last 27 years, this is for the first time that the NSCN-IM has come out with a statement that has talks of a smacks of a direct confrontation with the Government of India, and this statement, the 5-page statement issued yesterday, has been signed by none other than the NSCN-IM General Secretary Mr. Twingalang Muiva. Now, in this 5-page statement, this is the 5-page statement that the NSCN-IM has released under the signature of its General Secretary Mr. Twingalang Muiva. Now, the operative part of this long 5-page statement is that Mr. Muiva says that the Government of India may now impose a political agreement that he thinks may not respect and honor in letter and spirit the framework agreement of the 3rd of August 2015. Secondly, in this statement, Mr. Muiva feels that the Government of India may force the NSCN-IM to sign a political agreement without the separate flag and constitution for the Nagas, and he said, Mr. Muiva said in his statement that the Government of India may even resort to military force to crush the Naga movement. This is the premise under which this statement has been issued. Now, Mr. Muiva has said that the NSCN-IM may be forced to resume. They said that they will resume the violent armed resistance against India in order to defend Nagalim and its unique history and quote-unquote sovereign existence. Now, it's the clear-cut terms the NSCN-IM has threatened to resort to an armed struggle and said that if a political initiative to resolve the issue in letter and spirit, if the Government of India does not accept any political initiative to honor the framework agreement of 3rd of August 2015 in letter and spirit, and grant the NSCN-IM demand, concede the NSCN-IM demand for a separate flag and constitution for Naga, then the NSCN-IM will resort to armed struggle and start a violent armed resistance against India, as it said, for defending Nagalim's unique history and sovereign existence. This is what is stated clearly in this statement. Now, Mr. Muiva in the statement has also categorically said that if such a situation arises when the two sides has to enter into an armed confrontation, then he said, Mr. Muiva said, that it will only be the government of India and the leadership in the government of India that will be solely responsible for such an eventuality. Very, very interestingly, now the NSCN-IM has said that they are proposing a third party intervention to make the government of India honor the framework agreement of August 3, 2015 in letter and spirit. Basically, they want that the third party should help in making the government of India agree to the framework agreement of 3rd August 2015 in letter and spirit. Now, they are saying in the same breath, the statement says that if such a political initiative is rejected by the government of India, the NSCN-IM shall resume the violent armed resistance against India for defending the Nagaland unique history and sovereign existence, quote unquote. This statement signed by, as I said, none other than the NSCN-IM General Secretary, Mr. Twingaleng Muiva. Does it give an indication that the Naga peace process has reached its biggest roadblock ever? We have always been saying that the main reasons for the roadblock has been the NSCN-IM's insistence on their core demand of a flag and constitution, and the government of India had not really agreed to concede these two demands in the form that the NSCN-IM has been demanding, separate flag and constitution. Now, in this background, we have to see the meeting that veteran Naga political leader Mr. S.C. Zamir, former Chief Minister of Nagaland and former Governor, day before yesterday, that's on Wednesday, he met Union Home Minister Amit Shah in New Delhi. Now, after returning to his base in Dimapur in Nagaland, he gave his first interview to Northeast Live. I spoke to him this morning and I asked him a simple question. I asked Mr. S.C. Zamir, we have already played the interview, I asked Mr. S.C. Zamir what was the purpose for which he met Union Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah. Now, Mr. S.C. Zamir said that he had himself requested for an appointment with the Union Home Minister. The appointment was given and he finally met him day before yesterday, that's Wednesday, in New Delhi. Now, Mr. Zamir said that he asked one clarification. That's what he said. He said whether the NSCN-IM demand for a flag and constitution are negotiable or not. Now, Mr. Zamir quoted Union Home Minister as having told him that no, the flag and constitution are not negotiable. That's what Mr. Zamir, that's how Mr. Zamir quoted the Union Home Minister as saying that no, the Indian flag and constitution are non-negotiable. And Mr. Zamir said that flag and constitution are attributes of a sovereign state, and as such, India is a sovereign country. It has one flag, one constitution, one prime minister, and Mr. Zamir said therefore the government of India is never going to agree to the NSCN-IM demand for a separate flag and constitution. Now, this point has once again been highlighted in this statement by Mr. Twingaleng Muiva, the NSCN-IM Supremo or the General Secretary. Now he said that yes, he has admitted that the odds are against Nagalim and the NSCN, but they said that they will take whatever steps that is necessary according to the decision mandated by Nagalim, as he said, and the Naga people to protect and defend, I quote, Nagalim unique history, number one. Number two, again within quotes, Nagalim sovereignty and freedom. Third, within quotes again, Nagalim sovereign territory. And fourth, within quotes, Nagalim sovereign national flag. And the last, within quotes again, Nagalim sovereign national constitution. Now, this is from this. It is also very, very clear that the NSCN-IM too has decided not to budge even a little from their demand for a separate flag and constitution. And what is significant is that the force, the energy, the force with which the NSCN-IM is talking about Nagalim's sovereignty, freedom and sovereign territory. Now this is definitely looks like a toughening or a hardening of its position for the first time after the ceasefire of August 1, 1997. And as Mr. Muiva has himself revealed in this statement, that there have been 600 rounds of political negotiations between the two sides, that is the NSCN-IM and the government of India, ever since the ceasefire 27 years ago. So now this is a clear sign that the talks with the NSCN-IM has reached a deadlock as never before, and over the NSCN-IM demand for a flag and constitution. And if Mr. Jamir's is to be believed, the Home Minister Amit Shah had categorically told him that there can be no negotiation on the demand for a flag and constitution. Of course, we have not heard that directly from Mr. Amit Shah or the Union Home Ministry itself. Now the big question is, what now? Can the government of India sign an agreement, Naga Accord? Will the NSCN-IM withdraw from the Naga peace process? If the NSCN-IM withdraws from the Naga peace process, will the government of India sign a deal with the other group, that is the NNPG? Because the NNPG has been saying right from beginning, ever since it signed the agreed positions in November 2017, they've been saying that our negotiations are over, we are ready to sign on the dotted line. Now in that backdrop, if it's a big if, minded viewers, if the NSCN-IM is to withdraw from the peace process, the question comes whether the government of India will still go ahead and sign a Naga peace deal with the NNPG. We'll have to wait and watch. But as far as the NSCN-IM is concerned, from this particular statement and from what Mr. Jamir said, the Union Home Minister had told him, it is one can infer that the Naga peace process is almost back rather to square one.
All right, my colleague Sarah Konyak joins us live from Kohima at this point in time for all the latest details. So, Sarah, do you think that this is the biggest stalemate in the Naga peace talks so far since the signing of the framework agreement back in 2015? And does this indicate that the NSCN-IM may withdraw from the talks, Sarah?
Well, the 5-page statement which was issued by the NSCN General Secretary T.H. Muiva today indeed indicates that this is one of the biggest stalemate. In fact, as Notice Live, our channel, we have been reporting all the updates of the talks between the NSCN-IM and the government of India. The main issue has always been the demand of the NSCN-IM, that is the demand of a flag, a separate flag and a constitution. And this has been the two core issues between of the talks, and there seems to be no meeting ground till date. The recent talks that was held in last month between the government of India and the NSCN-IM, as per the statement which has been issued today, it appears that the NSCN-IM have once again been reminded by the government of India that their demand for a separate flag and constitution is not possible. And the statement is a direct warning from the General Secretary himself, Mr. T.H. Muiva, where he has categorically stated that the NSCN-IM will resume the violent armed resistance against India, or as per the statement, for defending the Nagalim unique history and the sovereign existence if a third-party intervention to resolve the betrayal of the letter and spirit of the framework agreement is rejected by the government of India. So indeed, this is a very big stalemate after the framework agreement. Well, when the framework agreement was signed on the 3rd of August 2015, there were glimmers of hope among the Naga populace that there will be a solution very soon that is inclusive, honorable and acceptable to the Naga people, and thereafter bringing peace not just in the state of Nagaland but in the entire Northeast region. But going by today's statement that has been issued by the NSCN-IM General Secretary, it clearly indicates that there is a very big roadblock in the negotiation, and the NSCN-IM have also clearly stated that the NSCN-IM will not wait forever for the government of India to recognize or to respect and honor the letter and spirit of the framework agreement of August 3, 2015. While we can also say that the Political Affairs Committee for the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly, headed by the Chief Minister himself, have been making all new possible efforts to ensure that there is an early solution. We have seen in the September consultative meeting wherein the stakeholders and the government and the Political Affairs Committee had also issued and also adopted a resolution wherein they had demanded for an interlocutor at the position of a prime minister, at the position of a cabinet minister. But I think the statement that has been issued, it is felt that the work of the PAC is also going to go to waste. Now we'll have to wait and watch whether the Political Affairs Committee intervenes after the statement that has been issued, whether they will make any effort and act as an active facilitator to facilitate talks between the NSCN-IM and the government of India and try to bring a meeting point.
Also, Sarah, how do you think the other stakeholders will react to this development? Because there's no getting around the fact that this is indeed a big statement by the NSCN-IM General Secretary. So how do you think the other stakeholders are going to react to this, Sarah?
Well, there has been no immediate reaction after the statement by the NSCN General Secretary T.H. Murma was issued today. But definitely, to what I can say is that this is coming as a big blow to all the Nagas, where the Nagas have been hoping for a peaceful resolution to the decades-long issue. Definitely, there's going to be a very strong reaction. We'll have to wait and watch. Notice Live, our channel, will try to get in touch with some of the major stakeholders who have been acting as facilitators, not just the Political Affairs Committee, but civil society organizations like the Naga Mothers Association, the Naga Students Federation, or in fact political parties like the Naga People's Front, who have been very vocal about bringing about a peaceful resolution to the decades-long issue. So definitely this has come as a big blow, and this is a clear indication that there is a very big stalemate, a roadblock in the negotiation between the NSCN-IM and the government of India. So we'll have to wait and watch whether the Political Affairs Committee or the stakeholders intervenes between the two parties to bring about a peaceful solution to the decades-old issue.
Absolutely. It will be very interesting to see how the other stakeholders react to this massive development, this big statement by the NSCN-IM General Secretary T.H. Muiva. Thank you very much, Sarah Konyak, for all those details at this point in time.
हीरो मेरी टीम से होगा, मेरी टीम से चांस ही नहीं है। मनुदा, आप तो फुटबॉल एजेंट हो, आप बताओ।
अगला हीरो वेस्ट बंगाल से होगा।
देखिए ISL सिर्फ जियो सिनेमा स्पोर्ट्स 18 पे।
प्रति गराकी माकर एटाई प्रिय बस्तु खाद्य करि तुले पूर्ण रूपे सुस्वादु সোৱাদেৰে পূৰ্ণ কিন্তু স্বাস্থ্যকৰ পেট ভৰাই খোৱা খাদ্য মাৰ আশীৰ্বাদৰ প্ৰতিগৰাকী মা কৰে ভৰসা মাতৃ স্নেহেৰে ভৰা পতঞ্জলি বিশুদ্ধ গৰু গাখীৰৰ ঘিউ
Sham Steel Flexi Strong TMT bar
য'ত কেৱল ষ্ট্ৰেংথে নহয় ফ্লেক্সিবিলিটিও আছে
যেতিয়া TMT Flexi Strong
তেতিয়া ঘৰ চিৰদিনৰ কাৰণে ষ্ট্ৰং
News to keep you ahead. Evening Prime, every day at 7 p.m.
And on to the big story now related to the ethnic violence in Manipur. The Supreme Court today agreed to examine a whistleblower's audio clips accusing Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh of inciting violence. The top court was hearing a petition filed by a cookie organization seeking a court-monitored investigation into the leaked audio clips. A bench comprising Chief Justice of India D.Y. Chandrachud, Justice J.B. Pardiwal and Justice Manoj Mishra asked the petitioner, represented by Advocate Prashant Bhushan, to produce materials indicating the authenticity of the audio clips. Advocate Prashant Bhushan, appearing for the petitioner Cookie Organization for Human Rights Trust, submitted that the clips had disturbing conversations and the Chief Minister could be allegedly heard admitting that he instigated the violence. The audio clips shared by a whistleblower are allegedly of a telephonic conversation held by the Chief Minister, allowing the looting of arms and ammunition which fed the violence. Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, appearing for the state, vehemently opposed the petition, saying that the petitioner should approach the High Court. Mehta and Attorney General R. Venkataramani urged the top court not to take up the case and dent the majesty of the state High Court. They urged the apex court to exercise restraint as peace in Manipur had come at a huge cost. However, Bhushan has submitted that this was a very special and shocking case. The bench then told Bhushan to show some material regarding the authenticity of the materials. As per live law, the bench dictated that before the court could consider the submissions which have been made on the basis of an audio clip, it deems it appropriate to grant the petitioner to file before the material indicating the authenticity of the clips. The bench, led by CJI D.Y. Chandrachud, also sought details of the source of the tape. The bench also recorded the Solicitor General's preliminary objection as well. As per reports, Mehta vehemently objected to the plea, stating that the intention of the petitioner was to keep the fire burning in Manipur.
Don't like the inverted image? Get the real picture.
নিষ্টেলৰ হৈতে নে খেলা খেল
নহলে হ'ব স্বাস্থ্য ফেল
স্বাস্থ্যৰ হৈতে হেতালি নেখেলিব পতঞ্জলি ফিজিক্যালি ৰিফাইন্ড ৰাইচ ব্ৰান তথা সয়াবিন তেলানক আৰু সুস্বাস্থ্য পাওক
নিম আৰু চিট্ৰনলাৰী তৈয়াৰী নিমাইন চিট্ৰ 1 লিটাৰ এতিয়া মাত্ৰ 110 টকাত আৰু লগতে মাগ এটা একেবাৰে ফ্ৰী
वात पित्त कफ को जो करता है नित्य खंड खंड अशुद्धता का भाव भी इसको न छू सके कभी ये जीवनीय शक्ति है इसमें न अतिशयोक्ति है आयुर्वेद का ये सार है आरोग्य का प्रकाश है ये दिव्य है अमूल्य है पतंजलि च्यवनप्राश है
And on to another big story now. Amidst the Northeast Hill University students' hunger strike entering day 3 today, representatives of the Teachers Association of the university met Meghalaya Governor C.H. Vijay Shankar this morning and briefed him about the demands of Nehuta and the students regarding removing Vice-Chancellor P.S. Shukla and the situation at the university campus. Professor Prashanjit Biswas, Vice President of Nehuta, told Northeast Live that Governor Vijay Shankar has expressed concern and urged the teachers to request the students to consider giving breathing space and normalcy be restored at the university. The meeting lasted for close to an hour at the governor's house in Shillong, and he asked the 7-member Nehuta and Meghalaya Tribal Teachers Association delegation that he will hold a discussion with all stakeholders after about a week or 10 days to arrive at an appropriate solution. The Nehu Students' Union has said that they would continue their hunger strike for now. Professor Biswas said that as the representative of the President of India, as the visitor of the university, the governor is empowered as the chief rector to consider the call for an independent inquiry. The 7-member delegation included Professor Lakhan Kema, President Nehuta, Professor DRL Nongklaith, President METTA, Professor Don Chiem, Dr. Marbhador Khimdait, GS Nehuta, Professor Xavier P. Mao, VP, Federation of Central University of Teachers Associations, Dr. Jacqueline Thaba, GS METTA, besides Professor Prasanjit Biswas.
From the perspective of teachers, we don't want to prolong this because our students are really in a real bad situation where they're fasting indefinitely. We know that a few of them are in hospital. But when I say that today's meeting with the governor has been very positive, and one thing what he's asking us to do is to be mediators. He's suggesting that he will invite all of us, both from the government side, the Minister of Education, the Chief Secretary, and the NEHU administration, that includes the Vice Chancellor, as well as the other opponents, the stakeholders like the Teachers Association and the Student Association.
So I'm saying, see, we didn't come here asking for to do this or to do that, but we know students are very firm, and it's justified, because see, we have to understand how student has arrived at from asking the registrar and deputy registrar to step down, then now asking for the VC to step down. Why? Because they have been on hunger strike for more than 48 hours and he did nothing. Why I say he did nothing? Because at least he should have shown some sense of caring about the students. Now you are the head of the institute, and under you, right outside your office, people are on hunger strike. Young kids who are like my kids, your kids and his kids, they are on hunger strike. When they have brought the grievances, he should have immediately reacted.
In response to your query whether VC can be removed or demand to be removed, if Vice Chancellor on moral ground wishes to resign or step down, he should step down. But to be removed procedurally, there has to be a visitorial inquiry.
And meanwhile, NEHU Vice Chancellor Professor Prabhas Shankar Shukla, speaking exclusively to Northeast Live, said that the protesting students are adamant that rule of law must be followed if university officials were to be removed from their post.
Have with us Vice Chancellor of Northeastern Hill University, Professor P.S. Shukla. We have seen that the tension in NEHU is increasing day by day. Let us talk to Professor Shukla and know what exactly is the present condition.
The present condition is still status quo. Yesterday, tried to even 2 to 3 times to convince my students, kindly call off the strike, come on the table for the discussions, because discussion is only the way to find out the solution of any problem. But I don't know why they are not agree. Today, I have cancelled even my several programs. I am in the campus. Anytime I would like to discuss the problems and situations which is already going on in my campus. But I am unable to understand that why my students are not ready to discuss the matter. They are only asking kindly resign from the position. I was in my office. A mob of the students entered in my room and he just told me, kindly terminate the deputy registrar and registrar of the university. This is not the way to find out the solution of the problem. Government employee cannot immediately or directly terminated. There is a law and procedure. As a academician come administrator of this university, I am ready to constitute a committee. Committee will examine each and everything.
There is a allegation against you that you are adamant. Your misrule and mismanagement is actually is hampering university. What do you think?
Like anybody can raise the question again, the administration. This is common thing in the even present position, not only present, in past position also. Everyone is going to blame on the Vice Chancellor or any administrator. Not only me. In other cases, sometimes the DM, sometimes others.
That has not answered my question.
Yeah.
Are you adamant? Are you misusing power?
No, I'm not adamant. I'm every time ready to discuss anyone. I'm every time ready to go anywhere to find out the solution of the problems. Agitators are adamant. Why students are not ready to discuss the matter?
Well, Nehu teachers, they have visited governor, who is the chief rector, visited governor, and the governor has asked them to come up with a solution, and perhaps after 12th of November, governor will be calling all the stakeholders for the meeting. So what do you think about them meeting the governor, and why not from your side you inform the chief rector?
Meeting anyone can meet the governor. They can discuss whatever in their mind. Then governor will be in position to think about what is the actual position. And I hope the governor may also agree to implement the rules and work in the university with rules and regulations.
Well, Nehu Vice Chancellor Professor Prabhashankar Shukla, speaking to Northeast Live, also said that the protesting students are adamant on their demands. The Vice Chancellor said rule of law must be followed if university officials were to be removed from their post. Meanwhile, Meghalaya Education Minister Rakam Sangma has assured that he will take up the issue with the Nehu Vice Chancellor P.S. Shukla.
It's a matter of concern. But however, I don't know what's really happened. I will inquire the matter from the Vice Chancellor. So whatever may be the issue, students' examination and the future should not affect. So I would also request the students just not to be too sensitive, and should understand the importance of the academic session also. If the issue is unjustified, has a reason, then yes, definitely for the interest of our students, any step, any decision to be made, any communication to be made by the state government should be a reason that should have the justified. Accordingly, the state government will take a call and will communicate accordingly.
And meanwhile, similarly in another northeastern state, the Sikkim University students today launched a hunger strike protesting against the administration's alleged negligence and failure to address their demands. The students are protesting in front of the administrative building at 6th Mile in Gangtok. The strike seeks to draw attention over a series of unresolved issues, including administrative accountability, student safety, and democratic rights. Jasiel Sethling Yakthumba, a third semester student of International Relations, along with other students, initiated the hunger strike at 10 a.m. today. In a statement, Yakthumba expressed frustration over the university's dismissive attitude towards student concerns, particularly following a recent tragic death that has sparked widespread unrest. The student claims the administration has ignored several deadlines and refused to take action despite multiple protests and appeals for change. The students' demands are manifold, with the most urgent being the reconstitution of the fact-finding committee that has failed to address the issues surrounding a recent tragic death. Protest had gripped the university earlier back in October as well, following the death of a first semester student who lost his life due to a medical emergency, suffering a heart attack while on campus.
Our demand is very simple. We got four proper demands. Right, four proper demands. First is the fact-finding committee. Right, we find the fact-finding committee absolutely biased, completely administrative bias. The people that we are questioning in regards to this negligence are the people that are chairing this fact-finding committee. We demand a new fact-finding committee to be established where students are involved. There is no faculty from Yangyang campus itself, there's no faculty from our own department, that's there in the fact-finding committee. And the main reason why we are pushing for this fact-finding committee is accountability. We want the administration to not run away from its accountability over what happened. There has been absolute severe negligence on the university's part. We demand not just an apology, because this is not genuine anymore. We demand the resignation of the people that should be held accountable for the things that happened in Yangyang. Right? Third demand was medical facility in Yangyang. The whole reason why so many protests are being conducted is because a student died because there was a negligence in medical facility. After the student died, it was clear that there was negligence because first aid kits were being provided to hostels after that. We were being supplied with band-aids and all that. So if you had to supply us with band-aids and everything after the student died, that means there had been that missing. I think that is a fact in itself.
Shifting focus now. Days after the Mizoram Football Association banned 25 players, 3 clubs and 3 officials for indulging in match fixing, Robert Romawia Roite, owner of Aizawl Football Club and former sports minister of the state, spoke to our Mizoram correspondent C. Lalrin Louis about how he and his team are keeping Aizawl FC clean, and said that he is pained that incident like match fixing has happened in Mizoram. Here is this exclusive interview. Take a look.
Yes, Mr. Robert Romawia Roite. He is the current MLA of Mizoram State Government and also the owner of the Aizawl Football Club. So as the owner of the club who won the recently concluded MPL 11, which has brought to light scandals about match manipulation, do you have any comments?
Yeah, it is really unfortunate that such very dirty things happen in the soil of Mizoram. And I never expect this kind of, a grave violation of football rules in my own state. I'm really pained, actually. I'm also seriously thinking about the way ahead of not only my football club, but also the football ecosystem in Mizoram in general also. But as a club owner and as a football enthusiast, I'd like to tell you very clearly that Aizawl FC, that is my club, and is very, very careful in this regard.
So do you have any steps that you've taken in this light to avoid any such problems in the future?
Yeah, very much. We have been, in the system of having, counseling of the newly signed footballers regarding match fixing, match manipulation, and all other disciplines. And I am also very confident that Aizawl FC will never resort to this kind of violation of football rules. But I don't blame the club also openly, but I would like to appeal to all the club owners and the management of all the football clubs, whether they are in the Mizoram Premier League club or in the district level clubs. All needs to be very careful in this kind of match manipulation and match fixing.
So has your club ever been approached by such entities in the past?
Very much. Let me tell you, we have terminated a number of football coaches also.
I see.
Let me tell you, and we have to be very careful about foreign coach, foreign players, and foreign intervention.
One of the reasons that this match manipulation is happening is said to be that the football players are underpaid. So do you think that could be one of the reasons?
It's very difficult to say yes, but could be the reason, one of the reasons also. But there are a number of players without salary also who have been playing football faithfully. I think every state should be very careful in this regard, not only Mizoram.
So do you support the MFA's decision to punish those who are involved?
If they are proven that they are involved, I do support MFA. And I do hope that their investigation and findings are also correct. But as a guardian of Mizoram football, they should introspect themselves also. How can more than 24 top league players are found to be involved in this kind of dirty violations of the football rules?
নিষ্টেলৰ হৈতে নে খেলা খেল
নহলে হ'ব স্বাস্থ্য ফেল স্বাস্থ্যৰ হৈতে হেতালি নেখেলিব পতঞ্জলি ফিজিক্যালি ৰিফাইন্ড ৰাইচ ব্ৰান তথা সয়াবিন তেল আনক আৰু সুস্বাস্থ্য পাওক
মুৰসাল যেন কবিতা কাৰণ ইয়াৰ চিৰ সংগী ইটালিয়ান অলিভ অইল আৰু ভেষজৰ গুণেৰে সমৃদ্ধ জেক অলিভ অইল বডি অইল
কবিতাৰ দৰে চালে জগাই তোলে মনত নতুন সুৰ
সম্বন্ধৰ নাই কোনো ৰাইট আৰু নাই কোনো ৰং যিয়ে ফ্লেক্সিবল হয় সেয়ে ষ্ট্ৰং ৰিলেশ্যনশ্বিপে হওক বা ঘৰ সদায় ষ্ট্ৰং তেতিয়া হৈ ৰয় যেতিয়া তাত থাকে ফ্লেক্সিবিলিটি
শ্যাম ষ্টীল ফ্লেক্সি ষ্ট্ৰং টিএমটি বাৰ
TMT ফ্লেক্সি ষ্ট্ৰং
তেতিয়া ঘৰ হ'ব চিৰদিনৰ বাবে ষ্ট্ৰং
And on to the top political story from Meghalaya. State BJP Vice President Bernard Marak, who is in the fray for the Gambegri bypoll, has levelled serious allegations against Conrad Sangma and the NPP. During an exclusive conversation with Northeast Live Chief of Bureau Arindam Das, Bernard Marak, who has always been critical of Sangma, said that the NPP national president sees the BJP as the biggest threat since the party is opposed to corruption.
As you have mentioned, within a short span of time you have to prepare everything. Why do you feel it was a short span of time?
See, we have a system, like we need to have that organizational structure. So our former candidate who has been a candidate, who were fielded in the last election, he did not focus on that. So we had to start from the scratch and we had to form these committees, and after that only we could apply for the ticket. So it took some time. At the same time, I think our coalition partner, the chief of the coalition partner, NPP, Sri Conrad Sangma, I think he gave a different picture like in the Lok Sabha, because his threat is not the TMC and Congress. His threat is BJP, because BJP is against corruption, and the corruption which is being meted on the public is too much, and we are the only people.
And Bernard Marak said that it was the NPP who is working against the BJP at the grassroots, spreading negativity against the Saffron Party.
What do you mean by Chief Minister Conrad Sangma gave a different picture of the coalition for this assembly constituency, and was there a delay in declaring the ticket from the BJP just because there was some sort of whatever misunderstanding?
See, in the Lok Sabha election, they themselves have declared it, they have switched off the BJP ticket, whereas we did not know that it was NPP who has actually stopped us from getting the ticket. So maybe they have highlighted that if BJP and NPP contest, then Congress will win. Maybe they have highlighted that way. But the way that the NPP is treating BJP at the grassroots, they are not against the TMC and the Congress at the grassroots. They are against the BJP. And they have spread so much negative rumors against the BJP at the grassroots, in the grassroots level, that now that same propaganda is actually backslash on them in the Lok Sabha. So the same, even in the Gambegri, Congress and TMC is going down because they are opposition. So their card which they are using in this election is that they are.
And speaking on the contest at hand, Marak said that he is up against the Chief Minister's wife, the sister-in-law of a former Chief Minister and the current MP, and hence the result will be interesting. Meanwhile, Meghalaya Chief Minister Conrad Sangma, responding to the allegations, said such statements are made during elections and holds no importance.
With me, Meghalaya Chief Minister and NPP National President Mr. Conrad Sangma. Well, sir, opposition leader as well as TMC leader Mukul Sangma has raised the serious allegation that Conrad Sangma is an agent of the BJP and NPP and BJP are two sides of the same coin.
What do you want me to say about that?
How do you react to this?
Sounds to me that you're an agent of TMC then. Asking me that question. Are you?
No, sir.
These are allegations. Politics is like that. People will make allegations. People will say things whichever way they suit it. I have no comments about what he has to say. It's his wish. I have nothing to say about that. We are clear about our party's stand. We have been very clear about different issues. Whenever the need has arisen, we have raised our voice and taken up issues that are important to the people of the region and the state. So you can make allegations. There is nothing wrong in politics to make allegations. And especially when it comes to elections, they make allegations. So it's okay. I have no comments on it.
But BJP's state vice president as well as the candidate for Gambagre has endorsed their statement stating that agent is not the right word, but he said that BJP has made you the stepson of BJP in Meghalaya to implement the schemes, but you are doing the contrary.
It depends on how you want to use the words that one would use. We are partners in terms of working in the coalition. That does not mean somebody is a A team or a B team or somebody's stepson or not stepson. It's about the overall political scenario in the state and in the country. And as I said again, that when it comes to identity, as NPP, we have always maintained our own identity and we have stood by the stance that we believe in. So we are very clear on that. So comments can be made by anybody, allegations can be made by anybody. So that is for them to say. I have no comments.
So he said that there is no alliance of NPP and BJP in Garo Hills because you see the BJP as an enemy in the Garo Hills, and that's how you are saying that BJP is a Hindu party and that's how you are campaigning against them.
As I said, whoever wants to connect any dots, they're free to connect the dots. We have maintained that NPP has its own independent identity. We stand by our principles and by our constitution and by the beliefs that we have always laid down, and we will continue to do that. And that's how we have seen ourselves, in the overall scenario, and that's where you're seeing that party is making, moves into other parts of the northeast. We have fought many elections against many of our other, parties, including the BJP. So that's how it is. In fact, in this election also, there's a BJP candidate who's contesting against our sitting candidates. So these allegations will keep happening.
So there is no political ramification of whatever Bernard said?
No, I don't think so.
So the alliance is intact?
What alliance?
The BJP NPP?
No, I said the NDA is always there, but there's nothing beyond that.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much. That was Meghalaya Chief Minister and NPP National President Mr. Conrad Sangma speaking exclusively to Northeast Live. Reporting from Garo Hills with camera person Debojit Boro. This is Arindam Das for Northeast Live.
And coming back to Manipur, fresh violence in the state's Jiribam has claimed one life and displaced multiple families as armed miscreants set homes on fire. The incident took place last evening at Zairon Mar village in Jiribam. The violence claimed the life of Zo Sangkim, a mother of three, who was killed as her home was set ablaze, engulfing her in flames. As many as 7 homes were set on fire during the incident. Shifting focus now, the police force of the frontier state of Arunachal Pradesh is getting strengthened further. Chief Minister Pema Khandu today said that currently the state police force has a strength of 12,000 and another 3,000 would be recruited soon. The state government also plans to shore up the forensic and fire departments too. Reports our video journalist from Arunachal Pradesh, Arun Crow. Take a look.
पुलिस फोर्सेस में करीबन लगभग 3,000 लोगों का रिक्रूटमेंट हुआ लास्ट।
मैं बटालियन का बात कर रहा हूँ।
अरुणाचल प्रदेश बटालियन हो, अरुणाचल प्रदेश पुलिस हो, अरुणाचल प्रदेश पुलिस का अंदर ही आता है बटालियन भी। तो कुल मिला के करीबन 3,000 वैकेंसीज को हमारे टेन्योर में फिलअप किया गया है और भी बहुत सारा अभी रिक्रूटमेंट को फिलअप करने का प्रोसेस में है। अभी कुल मिला के अरुणाचल प्रदेश का जो फिजिकल स्ट्रेंथ ऑन ग्राउंड लगभग 12,000 कुछ फोर्सेस हैं। हमारे पास वैकेंसी और भी करीबन 3,000 वैकेंसीज पड़ा हुआ है। उसको अभी पूरा हम लोग वैकेंसीज को ऑन ए टाइम बाउंड मैनर हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि उसको हम लोग फिलअप करेंगे। इसको हम लोग स्ट्रेंथनिंग कर रहा है और जिस प्रकार से जो पुलिस एक्ट में जो चेंजेस हुआ है, पहले आईपीसी और सीआरपीसी में जो चेंजेस हुआ है, अभी बीएनएस और बीएनएनएस, उसके तहत अभी हम लोगों को काफ़ी अपग्रेड भी करना है, खास करके फॉरेंसिक के क्षेत्र में। अभी स्टेट का जो फॉरेंसिक जो लैब है वो केवल सिर्फ पीटीसी बंदरदेवा में है। अभी हम लोग खास करके मोबाइल जो लैब जो यहाँ पे भी डिस्प्ले किया गया है, इमीडिएटली हम लोग 5 उसको प्रोक्योरमेंट कर रहा है और अकॉर्डिंगली मोबाइल लैब्स को भी हम लोग फर्दर फिर स्ट्रेंथनिंग कर रहा है, क्योंकि बीएनएस के तहत और बीएनएस का मुताबिक ये इसका लेबोरेटरी का होना बहुत ही आवश्यक है। तो अकॉर्डिंगली टाइम का मुताबिक जो रिक्वायरमेंट है सरकार उसको पूरा करेंगे।
Don't like the inverted image? Get the real picture.